Hello everyone. Today we are going to study a poem, The Solitary Reaper, composed by Romantic poet William Wordsworth. It is one of his best known works. Here, the word solitary means alone, and the word reaper refers to a person who cuts the crop. In 1803, Wordsworth had a tour of highlands in Scotland. Because of his love for nature, he was fascinated by the scenery of Scotland. There he saw a girl in the remote field. She was all alone. She was reaping and singing. Wordsworth was charmed by the melody of her song, even though he could not understand the actual theme or words of that Highland girl's song. This poem is the result of his experience during his journey. It was composed in 1805 and was published in 1807. This poem is divided into four stanzas. Now we come to the first stanza. Behold her, single in the field, yon solitary highland lass, reaping and singing by herself. Stop here or gently pass. Alone she cuts the binds, alone she cuts and binds the grain and sings a melancholy strain. Oh, listen, for the vale profound is overflowing with the sound. Here, in the first stanza, the poet says, look at her. She is all alone in the field of highland. She is bent over the sickle. She is cutting the crops and singing by herself some sorrowful song. The poet asks the passersby either to stop and listen to her song or quietly pass without disturbing her. She is cutting and binding the grain and sings a melancholy song, a sad song. It seems that the whole valley got filled with her sweet enchanting music. Stanza number 2. No nightingale did ever chaunt more welcome notes to weary bands of travellers in some shady haunt. Among Arabian sands, a voice so thrilling never was heard in springtime from the cuckoo bird, breaking the silence of the seas among the farthest Hebrides. The poet says that she is singing its sad song. He compares her song with the nightingale's song and says that in the Arabian deserts oasis, tired travelers rest and the nightingale's music soothes them. In such musical surroundings, the music of her nightingale, the music of the nightingale is sweet, but the music of solitary reaper is sweeter than nightingale's music. It's unbeatable. Then he compares her song to a cuckoo's song, singing in the silent seas near the Hebrides island, is not so sweet as this girl's music. For him, the song of this highland girl is superior to the song of the nightingale and cuckoo also. Stanza number 3. Will no one tell me what she sings? Perhaps the plaintive numbers flow for old, unhappy, far off things and battles long ago? Or is it some more humble lay, familiar matter of today? Some natural sorrow, loss, or pain that has been and may be again? The poet could not understand her words and meaning because she is singing in Scottish and the poet is English. But he wants to know what she is singing about. Then he tries to guess that perhaps she is singing of some far off unhappy or mournful things or incidents or of some battles fought in ancient times. Further, he guesses that possibly her song is about simple things and events which occur every day. It may be that she is singing about some natural sorrow, loss, or pain occurred in the past and may happen again in future. Stanza number 4. Whatever the theme, the maiden sang as if her song could have no ending. I saw her singing at her work, and over the sickle bending, I listened, motionless and still. And as I mounted up the hill, the music in my heart I bore long after it was heard no more. In the fourth stanza, the poet says that he does not know the subject matter of her song, but she kept on running, singing as if her song would never end. The poet saw her singing when she was cutting the crop and was bent over the sickle. He stood silent and motionless. He was listening to her song. Then he climbed up the hill and was unable to hear her song, but these musical notes kept on running in his mind. He was moved by the beauty of the song. This song made a deep effect on him, and this was long lasting for him.